Hey there, and welcome back to the other side of the shelf. A few days ago I went to Kitamura Camera in Tokyo and I came across a roll of film that I never seen before, the Marix 800T. If you are not familiar either with it, it's a more affordable version of the Cinestill 800T. Since I'd never tried shooting film photography at night and I don't do much night photography in general, I decided to buy it and give it a shot. So one evening I had the chance to go out and shoot in the streets of Osaka, and I brought with me my film camera, the Canon A1, paired with my Sony. I brought my Sony simply because I'm still not feeling fully confident at shooting film photography, especially at night. So I am always a bit scared of wasting a whole roll of film, and having my digital camera, whatever it is, it gives me peace of mind. Anyway, after developing the roll, I was happily surprised. The photos came out better than expected, especially because it was my first time shooting handheld film photography at night. They were slightly underexposed, but I mean, it's totally fine. Anyway, I came home and I started scanning the negatives, and I was honestly quite impressed by the look that this film has. But then I noticed something that I wasn't happy about that. I was editing the digital photos when I discovered that my digital edits weren't quite matching the vibe of the film photos. So I sat down on my desk, opened Lightroom, and started tweaking the digital photos to match the film photos. Not to prove anything like you can emulate film photos or to prove that one format is better than the other one. I simply wanted a sense of continuity, making the images feel consistent across formats. So in this video, I will share a short segment of me taking photos so you can see what I took and how the end result is. And after that, I'm going to cover a full breakdown on how I edited my photos, my digital photos, to match the film look. right, let's jump into Lightroom. Okay, so this is a photo that I already edited, trying to match the Marix 800T, and this one is the original raw file. So let's start with the editing, and I will start tweaking first the basic panel and the curve panel. So let's tweak first the color temperature. I shot this around 3000 Kelvin, but I will bring it down a bit so to give it a slightly cold tone on the blues. Yeah, maybe 2500, that's fine. And I will get rid of a bit of the magenta tint, say -10, yes. Okay, of course mine is a bit underexposed on the blacks, but let me lift for now a bit so I can somehow recover a bit the glow here and on the highlights. But then of course I don't want the highlights to feel like too bright, so let me bring it down around 25, -25. And the shadows, let me recover a bit the details in the shadows. Of course I don't want to go that far, maybe around 80, yeah, that's it. You see the details here and details here are kinda similar. Of course, the digital file has more information, so that's normal. But again, I don't want to emulate like one-to-one the film look. And the whites, let's bring it down a bit, -30, it's fine. And the blacks, let's lift the blacks a bit, not too much. I don't want to have like an HDR file. Even though I already shot with a mist filter on top, let me just tweak it a bit, the clarity, and let's pump a bit the vibrance, because of course the raw file is a bit desaturated somehow. Okay, that's it. Let's jump to the tone curve and let's go with this one first. Let me place some anchor points. Okay, so first thing is to lift the shadows a bit to have this kind of faded look. So let me lift it something like here. Now it's super faded, but of course we will fix it that. Now let's bring down a bit the blacks as well here. Let's lift it up a bit to recover a bit here. You see, to have a little bit of brightness in this point. And let's lift here a bit. And yeah. Okay, so even like this, you already see a kind of starting base. Of course, this is just a starting base. It's not like one click and it's already done. There's a lot of work to do, and some of the magic happens in the RGB tone curve. So let's move on with the red curve. So let's bring down a bit here, the blacks and the shadows towards the teal side. Recover a bit here and as well a bit here. Now, there is not a scientific explanation that I tell you to better understand the tone curve. It's about practice and making some trials and errors. And of course, as soon as you start editing, for example, the red and then the green and then the blue curve, they will appear like wrong at the beginning. So the important thing is to edit all of them first and then slightly tweak each other, you know? So let's jump here on the green tab. Now here I want to do something a bit different because since I have some color shift in this faded area, I want to recover that. So let me first lift a bit the greens because I see some magenta shift yet. And let me bring down the contrast here with the magenta. Then here this, and we go with a nice S curve here. And with the blue tab, we do something similar. So let's bring down a bit here the blacks and shadows. Let me see. Yeah, that's work. And we go here. Anyway, as you can already see, we don't have that much faded look here anymore compared to before, because it was super faded. Now it's more recovered. And a final touch that I want to have, it's on this parametric curve. So let's bring down again a bit the highlights and as well the lights. Maybe we go a bit further here. Yes. And let's bring down a bit, not just too much, just a bit, the shadows. Okay, so this is before and after. You already see that there is a lot of going on here, just in the tone curve. It's not perfect. Now we will tweak a bit more, going to the color mixer. Now in the color mixer, I don't do crazy stuff, just move the sliders a bit to match basically the same colors. Let's start with first the hue panel, and let's concentrate on the red. The red are kind of already similar. Let's say, let's try to move on the right and the left side and see what works better. And in my opinion, a -5 match better the tone. Then the orange, it seems pretty solid already. Let's go with the yellow to concentrate here a bit better. See, don't want to go too much crazy. So I don't know, like +12, that's already fine. And the greens. Now there are some green shifts here that I want to highlight, because in my opinion, films usually have this green shift in them. So I don't want to go to the yellow tint, but I want to stay more on the green tint, and maybe +40, it's more than enough. And yeah, aqua and blue, these are super important here, because yeah, that's where we have to go. Let's try with a +10 on aqua or -10. Yeah, +10, maybe it's better. The blue, yeah, I guess going a bit more on the teal side rather than the blue side, it's better. Now purple, yeah, it affects slightly here, as you can see. So let's go, I don't know, yeah, something like that. And yeah, that doesn't change anything. Next up, saturation, and here it's probably one of the last touch I will do. So the reds are kind of okay, as well the yellow and the oranges. But let's tweak a bit the green, because I don't want too much green in this image. So -50 will fine. And the aqua, of course, this one is very desaturated. So let's go around -25. As well the blues. I don't want too crazy like this, you know, so something -20 will be fine. Let's see if we have some shift tones here. I don't like magentas too much, so let's kill a bit. Yeah. And final touch with the luminance. Maybe we'll just decrease a bit the luminance here. And yeah. Now, next step is the color grading. And after that, I will just readjust a bit tone curve, color mixer, and eventually color grading tab again, just to do small changes here and there. So here I see cold highlights and shadows. For example, here I have a lot of magenta shadows. So what I'm gonna do is to bring in a bit of the cold tones, and especially in the highlights as well. I don't go too much crazy. Saturation 10 is already a lot, in my opinion. But you can already see the difference here. And yeah, let's go back to the tone curve just to see if everything is in place. I will tweak again a bit more the dots here just to see how the image reacts now that has a lot of colors inside. Something like here. Now again, there is not scientific explanations on why I'm doing such things, it's just my eyes reacting to the image. So trust your gut and you're probably good to go. Okay, so far we have a good result already. What I want to do now is to reframe a bit the image, just because it's not as the original film. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of similar. And I want to do a few last tweaks. First, let's go to the detail tab, and holding the option key, we see the amount of sharpening that we are going to tweak. So it's a masking tool, this one. Usually I go around 60 because I don't want to have a lot of sharpness going all over the image, and I will bump up a bit the sharpness. I'm working now on the effect tab, and I will tweak the grain here. So first of all, let's bump a bit the grain to emulate the picture. I'm going to go crazy with the grain around, I don't know, 70. It seems pretty solid to me. And the size looks a bit big to me, like 50. Let's go in detail, maybe, yeah. And roughness, let's see, yeah, something like that. It's pretty matching. Now that I see zoomed in here, there is a bit of blue going on here. So yeah, let me go back to the mixer tab. Alright, so this is a pretty solid result. Of course, as I said, this is not meant to replicate one-to-one this film stock. It's just to give a little bit of vibe in it. And of course, I already made a preset with that. So for example, if I go with another image, this is the before and this is the after. So as you can see, it's not like a one-to-one replica, but it's a very nice way to, let's say, match the films that you shoot along with your digital camera. Alright, so I hope this little session helped you to understand how to match two different photos, especially when comparing digital and film, and maybe even giving you a solid starting point to craft your own filmic night look. But anyway, before wrapping up, I just want to say thanks to the sponsor of this video, me. Yeah, doing YouTube stuff, it's kind of time consuming and it's a lot of work, especially when running a whole full-time photography and filmmaking business. So to support this channel, I decided to release my first ever preset pack. And these presets are the same that I use to edit my own photos. So they are inspired on the filmic look, but they are not one-to-one exact replica of what the film is. So let me be super clear with you. These presets are not emulating in any case Portra 400 or Portra 800 or whatever it is. This is not meant to emulate the filmic look, but just to achieve a filmic look, something that resonates with the film colors and with the film vibes, but they are not in any case a scientific replica of the films. They are just presets that I made my own that are meant to, yeah, emulate the film vibe, but not film stock specifically. And above all, these presets are a nice way to speed up the editing process, and that's what I do myself. So I apply presets to speed up my editing process instead of editing one image at a time. So yeah, if you like what I'm doing here on YouTube, and maybe you already like my photos that you saw in my previous videos, that would be a super nice way to support the channel and of course support the work that I put doing YouTube. I'm clearly not a sales guy, but yeah, if you feel that you want to support this channel, that will be super appreciated. Anyway, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this where I match film stock with digital photos. And yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.